In episode 35 of the Law by Night podcast, we introduced the idea of Colin the Gargoyle, an 8-foot-tall gorilla stone statue that lives in the narrator's mansion, and we used some very interesting effects to create Colin, and today that is what I'm going to show you. So, if we come along here, this is the project I created for the episode, and this is what I sound like without any vocal processing effects, or wizardry tech stuff as it were.
I did what you asked, Orlok. I beat up those nasty anarchs for you, but they had a nasty flamethrower and...
So you get the idea of this sort of big, deep-voiced, dumb idiot. There's a bit of gravel and spittle in there as well, but it obviously needed more to create a bigger creature. So if we go over to the EQ, you can see that I've boosted all of those bass frequencies, but it needed more. So I then added a sub-bass to really take the piss and add more bass.
I did what you asked, Orlok. I beat up those nasty anarchs for you, but they had a nasty flamethrower and...
The observant here might notice that there's a bit of a warm, chorusy, wobbly effect going on there, and that just sort of helps to create the fact that he's bigger and nasty. But, well, nastier, I should say. Colin likes cuddles and head pats. Anyway, it needed more. It needed to sound like a monster. So we then come over here to this vocal transformer plugin. And in audio production, this is used in one of two ways. You would either do it to create a fake chorus, i.e. imply there is more than one person singing, you know, if you were recording a song. Or you do what I did and completely destroy the audio.
I did what you asked, Orlok. I beat up those nasty anarchs for you, but they had a nasty flamethrower
and you can hear we're beginning to create that monster a bit more now. Now, the really observant here would have noticed that all those bassy frequencies created from the vocal transformer, the sub-bass and the EQ are now all fighting for the same space, and I believe they were all fighting too much and overriding the vocals. So this black and gold thing that's popped up is the compressor that I used to sort that out. And for a crap guide of what a compressor is, if we turn to the waveform here, you can see that the loud bits are the high bits and the quiet bits are the low bits. And what a compressor will do is essentially level everything out. So the low bits will go up a little bit and the high bits will come down a bit. It's essentially compressing everything, making things all the same level and making things the same sort of loudness and dynamic. To which, once we've done that, we create this.
I did what you asked, Orlok. I beat up those nasty anarchs for you, but they had a nasty flamethrower and...
You can hear what he's saying a bit more now, and there's not so much boom and womp, technical term. But the really observant here will notice that it's a little bit too deep. So increase that by 2 semitones, and that should create Colin nicely.
I did what you asked, Orlok. I beat up those nasty anarchs for you, but they had a nasty flamethrower and...
And that is how I created Colin the Gargoyle in episode 35 of the Law by Night podcast.